We are back for more. This is Slow Fashion October week 4, the fourth and final week of our Slow Fashion October chats, and we are answering the big question: where to get started with living with less in your own wardrobe and your life. Today, I am keeping it simple for you. You're welcome. This month has been a deep dive into slow fashion and its place in the world and in your own life, and we've talked about a lot of good stuff. If you've missed any of the last 3 weeks, check out our IGTV for 956 Studio, and you'll find all 4 videos there. But if you've been following along and you're ready to make some change, girlfriend, I am here for you. And there are 2 things that you're going to do now. Are you ready? Just 2. Do your research and get organized. Just by joining me for these last 4 weeks, you've already covered a large portion of step 1, which is do your research. You have learned how this lifestyle shift can change your life for the better and also contribute to positive change in our environment, which what could be better? But the last portion of research that you're going to have to do involves how you will execute living with less in your own closet. And if we're being honest, execution is really the most important piece. I have a whole guide on how you can do this, and I've linked it in the comments, but I'm going to give you an overview right now so that you know what you're getting into. Here it is. To start creating a closet with less that you actually love, you need to start by paying attention to what clothes in your closet you're actually wearing right now. What pieces are you reaching for all the time? What styles are you avoiding? Make a list, start a pile, whatever works for you. This is really important to see where you've maybe went wrong with your clothing purchases in the past. In this step, please try to avoid judgment. I know it's hard not to feel guilty about that splurge pair of jeans that you never actually wore, but judgment just won't serve you here, you guys. It just won't. This is about taking inventory and moving forward into more constructive patterns. Okay, on to the last leg of the research phase. Define your personal style. For me, this part starts with Pinterest. But let's be clear, this is not your typical inspirational Pinterest board filled with fancy styles and pretty colors. If you do that, you're actually headed in the exact wrong direction. This is a practical pin board. Keep in mind the styles from your closet that you are already loving to wear and start pinning pieces that are similar to these styles. If you found that you aren't reaching for the pieces that you really want to be wearing, maybe you're gravitating towards baggy things that are more comfortable, and you're not really reaching for those pieces that you love to be wearing, this is a great opportunity to find styles that include what you're already attracted to, which, if I had to guess, it's probably comfort and confidence, and include aspects that you aspire to have in your style. Things like color, pattern, sophisticated silhouettes, whatever that looks like for you. So once you feel like you found a good assortment of styles that you're really excited to wear, it's time to make your wish list. Yep, your grown-up wish list. If you are moving on, now we're moving on to step 2, which is get organized. This step is often overlooked, but I think that it's really important, especially if you're having a hard time wrapping your mind around spending more money on a single garment and having less of them. The get organized step ensures that you are confident when you go to make a purchase and that you continue to make mindful purchases and don't fall back into bad purchasing habits. Your style calendar is your key to getting organized. Now, your style calendar is where you take the clothes you found in your closet that you already love and want to keep, and you combine them with your favorite new Pinterest finds. So you don't go just buy all the Pinterest things. That's not what's happening. Instead, we use our style calendar to schedule outfits for the next 2 weeks using both these categories of clothes. This is a good exercise to see how practical your wish list is. So you can test your dream wardrobe against your daily life. Do you have meetings scheduled? Will you be working from home? Will you be traveling over the weekend? Did you pick outfits that will work well for these activities? You might need to refine your list a bit after putting it on your calendar, and that's fine. That's actually totally the point of this. After you're done, the pieces that you should be investing in next should become clear to you. Put them at the top of your wish list and make a plan to make it happen. Now you're ready to start adding mindfully to your wardrobe. The next question is where to look for these dream pieces. You can check out last week's video to look for ideas on what you should be looking for when you're finding a sustainable clothing label to support. But for right now, here are a few of my favorites that will just get you started, and I will link these in the comments too. So I love Brass Clothing. I love Pact. Elizabeth Suzanne is one of my favorite labels ever. And of course, I had to include my own brand of elevated loungewear at 956 Studio. So these brands have a variety of price points, and like I said before, it's truly just a start. Once you get into it, there are so many great ethical clothing brands out there that all are in need of support. So it's really kind of an exciting space to be diving into. Following ethical style influencers is a great way to find new sustainable brands, but again, just make sure that it's somebody that you trust. You can also shop secondhand. We talked about this a little bit before. Secondhand is a super sustainable option, and it can also be more affordable. So check out websites like Poshmark, ThredUp, Shop Good Twice, and ASOS Marketplace. Head to the comments for links on those. I wanted to spend this episode primarily on how to add clothes mindfully back into your wardrobe. There is just a lot of chatter and information out there on how to clean everything out. Marie Kondo is a really good example of this. But there seems to be less of a focus on how to add sustainably back in, both in your wardrobe and into other areas of your life. And in my opinion, this is where the life-changing magic is really happening. So what we want to avoid is doing a huge closet clean out and then immediately filling it back up again with junk and clutter that puts us right back to where we started. But of course, this initial closet clean out is an important step in the process, so I wanted to share a couple of my favorite tips with you about what helped me when I was struggling cleaning out my closet, what to keep and what to let go of. So the first tip is a biggie. Only have clothing in your closet that fits you right now. This is huge, you guys. What percentage of your closet right now is pieces that you'll fit into someday, or you hope to never fit into again, but they're your fallback, your just-in-case pieces? The answer to that question, what percentage is it, should be 0. A friend explained it to me. The worst possible situation that you could put yourself in is that you are in a place where you're not happy with how your body looks and none of your clothes fit. How terrible is that? Clothing should be about celebrating your body the way it is right now and supporting a lifestyle that you love. Let that sink in for a minute. The second tip I have is letting go of clothes that were gifts or hold memories for you, because that can be a really sticky point and a place where a lot of people get stuck when cleaning out their wardrobe. So if your grandma gave you a sweater 2 Christmases ago that you've never worn, let me remind you of this. The gift served its purpose when it was given. What you do with it after that doesn't matter. Let that sweater go to someone who will really use and appreciate it. That's what grandma would want. As far as clothing holding memories, I don't think those have a place in your closet either, unless you're actually wearing them. But you don't have to get rid of these pieces, because I understand sentiment. I understand how much of a connection we can have to pieces of clothing or items in our life. So this is my suggestion. Get a special box. However big you want it to be, keep it under your bed, and this can just be your keepsake box. You probably already have one like this. There is no reason that your favorite pieces of clothing should not be in there as well. And this will hopefully encourage you to limit what those items are so that you're only putting things in there that really are great memories for you. This way, they are there when you need them, but they don't act as clutter in a closet that should be freed up to help you live your best life. Sound good? So that wraps up the closet portion of today's conversation, but I really want you to know that your closet can just be the beginning for creating a mindful and clutter-free home that serves you. You can expand this mindset that we've created about our closets into other areas of your life. Cooking utensils are a great place to start. Aside from our closet, the kitchen is another room that really generates a lot of waste. A lot of kitchen waste is a product of the same thing that closet waste is: a lack of research and organization to fill your space with intentional products that you love. I like starting with something easy like the utensil drawer, which you'll probably go in, find you have a million of the same thing, and it's super simple to get organized there. Then you can use that momentum to move to trickier areas like storage containers, plastics, and cleaning products, which are all places where getting rid of that waste can be really, really beneficial for you, but can be kind of difficult to dive into. Overall, the key to all of this is just starting slow and making sustainable change that you feel good about. I'm not in a place still where I feel like our home is totally clutter free and as sustainable as I want it to be, but all my small choices are really creating big strides into creating a home and lifestyle that I'm proud of. So, there you have it. I hope you feel inspired after this series of conversations about slow fashion. It's a big topic, you guys, and it's a lot to cover in just 4 episodes, but the whole point of this is that the conversations will keep continuing on beyond this. So please share in the comments any other questions, suggestions, or topics you'd like covered. If you thought there was some good stuff in this video, share it with a friend who you'd like to hear it. And please make sure that you're following my brand, 956 Studio, to not only get a peek behind the scenes of a small and sustainable, ethical, small batch clothing label, but also to see how this rural Midwest gal is navigating her own slow and mindful lifestyle. I will be back here soon, most likely with content around how we are creating a safe and healthy home for a baby and how I'm navigating pregnancy as peacefully and sustainably as possible. I can't wait to chat again soon.